those are not easy notes to hit. I'm no singer, and I know those are not easy notes to hit. You got to have music in your soul, and our next guest does. She was one of the 3 dreams that are playing at the Goodspeed Opera House. It's the musical Dream Girls, and we have Ta-Tynisa Wilson. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I got to tell you, watching that clip, preparing for this interview, I'm amazed at how you do something like that. When did you get your start in knowing that you wanted to sing?
Oh, that's interesting. I've always been a singer. Always thought I was just going to be a singer, but in my early 20s, I actually was introduced to Dream Girls as my first ever theater production.
So it's a little full circle for you.
Yeah, it is. It actually is.
So you're saying you didn't sing at all in your young years ago?
I did sing, but acting did not happen until 20s.
I was going to be absolutely blown away if you started it in your 20s. And to show you that she's come far, finalist a couple of years ago on American Idol.
Correct.
And this young lady has played on Broadway in
Hamilton.
I think we've heard of that show. Here's the thing, and there are clips by the look at you. Look at you. From what year is this?
This was probably 2010.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Look at there's Randy Jackson. Look at you.
Oh my goodness.
What did you sing for the audition? Do you remember?
Oh yes. My initial audition, I actually sang a Carrie Underwood song, a country song, believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put your spin on that.
Yeah.
All right. So it's safe to say she knows how to sing, which is good because if you're at all familiar with Dream Girls, which is the story of the dreams and kind of patterned after Diana Ross and the Supremes back in the 60s and how friendship takes its toll with the girls when the quiet one becomes the big star. That would be you, Deena Jones.
Yeah.
This is not an easy show to do.
No, it's not. It's not.
How do you get ready for something like this?
Lots of sleep.
Yeah.
I will definitely tell you that, but it comes with a lot of research. I was born in the 90s, so I had to learn a lot about the era and the music and the industry at that time.
Right.
So it was actually fun to prepare for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, if you've seen the movie, I mean, the show started as a show back way back in the early 80s, I believe, is when the start was. But, a lot of folks know the movie. Jennifer Hudson, it was her film. She got an Oscar for playing Effie. But, no small affair here. You're playing a role that Beyonce played. Did you watch it? Did you try to tap into her, or do you want to make it your own?
I definitely want to make it my own. It's hard not to when you grow up with Beyonce being one of your iconic musicians, but. I wanted to dive more into the Diana Ross Motown era of the time, and put my own spin on it. Yeah,
this is the story. We'll ask you for the synopsis in a second, but it really is centered around 3 young teenage girls who think they can sing a little bit. And they do, and they get big, but then what happens?
Then it takes a turn where our lead vocalist is then asked to go to the background, and because there's a different look that they're going for and a different sound and image that they're trying to reach for, and you see the relationships fall apart. You see people grow and mature, and you see, climaxes and heartbreak. Yeah. It's a really interesting story.
This is a big production show, and if you know the Goodspeed Opera House, and I do very well, it's not the biggest stage.
No,
how do you do that with all the costume changes and the sets and whatnot?
Oh, it's a lot of hands on deck, that's for sure.
Wow.
Yes.
I've always been amazed. I've been a fan. They know it at Goodspeed for years and years, and what they do on such a beautiful little gray lady is amazing. And if you haven't seen a show at the Goodspeed, just for that you need to see it. But this is even bonus. Now you said that this was your first role back when you were starting in your 20s. How have you grown since then?
Oh man, I've gone through a lot of heartache and a lot of maturing, and just a lot of life has happened since then. And I actually played the role of Laurel, which is, the silly but the mediator between, I think, the 3 friends.
Right.
So it's different to not be the comedic role for the first time, and actually
there you go. Listen, as I said at the top of this, I'm blown away by what she can do, and the voice of the sound sounds fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Her first time in Connecticut, by the way. I have a feeling it's not going to be her last.